Go ahead and get started. So, hello
Great.
everyone. This is Charles. I am one of the CSAs here and facilitator of the office hours. We're on our 36th office hour, which is amazing. Been doing this about a year and a half now. This one is all focused on ITSM walk-up experience, best practices and overview. We have our senior subject matter expert, Shawn, who we'll get to in a moment, but I just want to make sure everyone understands the format for those who are here in person. Any questions you guys may have, we're going to be covering for the first 30 minutes a good overview of what the topic nature is, helping to kind of give you guys best practices from a ServiceNow perspective. And then the remaining 30 minutes is open for questions and answers. Obviously, if you do have questions, as Shawn's talking about certain aspects of walk-up experience, don't hesitate to put them in the chat window. I'll help look for them. He'll also to look for them as he's giving the presentation or even a demo. Then we can kind of take a pause and ask those questions as we go through. But the goal is to help you to get you to the right place and an understanding of walk-up experience. For those who are listening to the recording, you obviously aren't here able to ask any questions, and we answer those for you. But go ahead and put those once we post the video up on the community site, up in that chat area up there, and then we'll try to look for those questions that you have and try to follow back up with you for those. So the more the merrier. Well, without further ado, Shawn Hammer, if you want to introduce yourself and then kind of walk through the walk-up experience.
Fabulous. Charles, thanks for having me in today. It's a really exciting time to be talking about walk-up experience for a number of reasons. So my name's Shawn Hammer. I'm a senior principal product manager for ServiceNow. I've been with the firm for a little over 7 years now in various roles, from doing engagements and deployments with our customers to running processes internally at the company, and now on the product team, heading up our ITSM product suite, product management. So what I do is I spend a lot of time talking to our customers. We talk about what went well, what didn't go well, what didn't we do at all in our product for ITSM, and I get to take that back to our product development teams and share your experiences with them to help guide the development of our product and where we're investing. If you've been a customer for a while, you've probably heard us talk about how a lot of our innovation comes from our customers' needs. And so this is a really important part of what we do is that feedback loop, hearing from you what you've liked, what you need, what you see needs are in the future. And we want to really pay attention to that, really try to do the right thing. So with walk-up experience right now, coming back into the world of people going into offices or headed that direction, some are already back in. It's an interesting time for walk-up experience. We've been doing a lot of virtual, and I'll talk about how we've made virtual walk-up experience a part of this as well. But it really has shifted over the last 15 months, and now here we are on the cusp of getting back in the office. What does that mean? And so, talking about walk-up experience and what it means for you all. I'm going to talk about a few things today. So, what is walk-up experience? What does it mean? Why should you care? What are the capabilities that we're offering now? I'm not going to touch our roadmap. This is not really the type of call where we're going to get into what the future really holds, but I'm going to talk about what's available today, and then some best practices for configuration, how to set yourself up for success, and things that will hopefully help guide you to a easy administration and great customer experience, a great user experience for your folks. So to start with, what is this? What's it about? And I have to give some credit, some pretty serious credit to Apple for really popularizing the concept of the Genius Bar and showing how well that could work for their customers. And for us, we've created a tech lounge, is what we call it at ServiceNow. And we position these, around the company where people can walk up without making an appointment and get help with anything technology related, whether it's a technical service, whether it's something going on with their laptop or their email or their phone system, their mobile phone. We've defined it to be pretty broad at ServiceNow. Each of our customers defines it specifically for what their needs are. In some cases, it's limited to certain types of technology. In others, it's completely wide open. The idea, though, is that oftentimes people need something and they don't necessarily remember it when they're at their desk. I don't know if this happens to you all, but you know you need something, but you sit down, you open the email, and you're suddenly 5 hours later working on things and don't remember anything about the thing you needed. But you might be walking by a break room or head to a cafeteria with some friends for lunch, and you see the tech lounge, and remember, oh yeah, I needed something. And you can just zip over and get some service right on the spot. Having the ability to check in when you're there and not have to make an appointment, big deal for folks. The other piece of it, though, being able to make an appointment and schedule in advance or schedule an appointment for someone else is another capability we'll touch on as well. So at a high level, it really is just a walk-up service space for employees to get services. The reason that it's important for IT organizations is that we don't want to lose productivity. And when I say lose productivity, I don't mean that people aren't doing work. I mean that the work they've done gets lost because it's not being tracked or counted. And so as IT managers, directors and executives, we're all accountable for the people working for us and the product that they make. And when you're considered a cost center for the business, you have a hard time justifying new headcount. And if you have folks who are performing work and that work isn't captured, then there's no way to justify the headcount, or there's no way to justify more headcount. Being able to show that there's work being done that is quality work, it's important for the business, and that users are satisfied with the experience is really important. So being able to capture these interactions as well as provide the service really complete that picture. When we talk about specific capabilities, some questions that came in the registrations that just touch on really easily. Capabilities like badge scanning for on-site walk-up check-in. So if you walk up with your badge, scan your badge, we can configure that. We have out-of-box configuration for certain hardware already, and it's extensible for other hardware. And I won't get into the specifics of which hardware and configuration. It's a little deeper than we're going to go today. But let's just say that you have a badge scanner and want to connect that up. That's absolutely part of the deal. Geolocation for folks who are scheduling appointments, so you know where the nearest lounge is. So instead of using your assigned seat, actually using geolocation on your device. And we're doing that for both desktop and mobile. Providing estimated wait time so that you can get an idea of, if you walk in right now, how long will you wait? And then you can make a decision about whether you need to schedule or whether you can walk up. The information portal, I'll just be really honest. When I first saw that we were doing this, we were talking about posting company trivia, and basically it looked to me like a way to distract people who are waiting in line. And I didn't think very much of it. Over time, I've seen what our customers are doing with it by providing additional information, tips, news, company news, or information about outages or problems that they're seeing, so that people who are coming in for a walk-up may go to get in the queue, look up and see a notification and say, oh, this is a broader issue that's affecting me. I don't actually need to get service for this. It's already being looked at, and hopefully it'll be taken care of soon and I can go about my business. Or while they are waiting, they do see something that's useful and interesting, something about the company, a tip, an event, any number of things. And so the information portal has turned into something that's far more useful and far better received than what I initially expected. And I'm pretty happy about how that came out. The native mobile experience is another piece that's been really, really important for us. The ability for users to check in, to schedule, to find a tech lounge from their mobile device. People don't always have their laptop out, as we well know. And so bringing the experience to the user where the user is, instead of having the user have to come to the service wherever the service is. Again, makes a pretty big difference for experience. Some other things that are probably good to touch on. The ability to have the tech lounge or the walk-up experience that you're using on a schedule. So it's open and closed at certain hours, and being able to attach it to a schedule. we have the ability to have multiple schedules for different locations. So you can, if you're a global company, you can have your tech lounges in certain locations attached to a schedule for that location. And it can be a schedule that's used for more than one thing. So it attaches to the standard schedules within the ServiceNow platform. You can also create specific themes. So out of box, we provide a theme that's fully functional. All of our capabilities are turned on in it, and it's ready to use. So when you enable walk-up experience, you're ready to go. You can surface it on the portal, and it's right there and turned on and functional. You have to add your locations and schedules, and so there's a little bit of configuration, but all the things that you need are there. Other things that you can do is you can create additional themes. So the way we've done this is the portal pages. So you can't edit the page itself, but you can duplicate the portal page and then customize it to suit your purposes. So for instance, if you wanted to have walk-up portal pages that are specific to different business units or specific to different regions or locations, you can actually create a theme for those locations. And that's not a customization, it's a configuration. So you're not impacting your configurability or your maintenance or your upgradability, which I know are all hot topics for all of our customers. We want to try to not create more work when you need to upgrade. This is also available in domain separation. So a domain separated environment, if you're using domain sep, you can still use walk-up experience across the domains and separate them out based on the domain use case. Okay, so I'm going to run right into some of the outcomes. So increasing productivity of the requester. This is some pretty straightforward stuff. Being able to quickly add and view comments and do it from mobile. So this is mobile, but it's walk-up experience is a piece of this. And so being able to check in on mobile, being able to add information and grab everything from the mobile is a big piece of the conversation. When we talk about best practices, it's always an interesting conversation. We've been doing ServiceNow since the beginning. We're ServiceNow. This is our thing, and we've had to alter best practices over the years as our products have changed and as business needs have changed and use cases have changed. And one of the things that that we've really leaned toward is creating out-of-box experiences that are capable and manageable and don't require as deep a configuration. And so with walk-up experience, this is a really perfect example. We had customers who built custom modules specifically to manage a walk-up experience for their company because it's it's a product we didn't have at that time. And now we're offering it, and that's been a great transition for them to stop owning the code and use the product that we created and get all the benefits of easier upgrades and having everything tied in on the back end without having to manage it. So out of the box, complete system ready to go. You'll add your schedules and your locations, and possibly you might decide to change or create some additional reasons for visits, or the types of things that people could request from a walk-up experience center. You'll also configure your out-of-box or your locations specifically, and decide how to tie that back to users. Some other things that happen here, we have this tied into our guided setup. And so if you are a new customer and using guided setup, you can configure your walk-up experience through the guided setup process with pretty deep information and walkthroughs to help make that easy for your admins. So it isn't something that's just going out and reading the manual. For those that do like the manual, our documentation on this is really thorough and provides a really deep look at what to change, how to change it, and what the impacts are, which roles are required, which tables are touched, and specifically which plugins need to be enabled or will be enabled. So with this, I'm going to jump over just really quickly and jump into my own instance. And I'll apologize in advance. My instance is a little bit slow. I have a demo instance that cratered this morning. And so I don't have a faster instance for this, but we'll do a little bit of touch on the actual pieces so you can see what we're talking about. In the service portal configuration, you'll see that this record is the walk-up experience application, but I'm currently in the global scope. And so I can't edit this record, and I wouldn't want to. I would want to duplicate the theme and go from there. On the portal side, what someone's going to see when they log into the walk-up check-in, I'm identified as being closest to the Santa Clara Tech Lounge, which isn't actually true. Since I'm in Seattle, we have a tech lounge in Kirkland, although I'm not sure if the Kirkland Tech Lounge is open. So as I mentioned earlier, with people going back to offices, I haven't been in a ServiceNow office in, well, let's see, it was February of 2019 was the last time I was physically in a ServiceNow office. So this has been a kind of a virtual time for me. So with this, I'm not even sure the Kirkland Tech Lounge is open. It might be, but this identifies me as close to Santa Clara. You can add an image of the Tech Lounge here or a map. You can add a variety of information for your users to see. You can select a reason. I need something, and I can just check in. And that'll check me into the lounge and add me to the queue. And then I've got to get to Santa Clara quickly to be there, so nobody's just waiting for me. Expect me to be there soon. I could also schedule an appointment. Same thing, something's not working, and I can hit the schedule, and this will pop up a schedule for me. Let's say, yeah, 2:30. I'll try to get to Santa Clara by 2:30 today. I think if I get a flight, I could probably make that happen, and then schedule the appointment. The nice thing here is I can then add the appointment to my calendar. We have direct integrations with Office 365, and it looks like it broke on my personal instance. So we can add it directly to Office 365. We can do iCal on my mobile device, same capability. I can add it directly to my Outlook calendar or my iCal calendar. And so that's another great feature. So folks don't have to remember when they schedule, they can get it added to the calendar easily and go from there. So I know this has been pretty quick. Walk-up experience isn't a super deep product, and we don't have a lot of, I mean, there's not a lot to this concept. So I think that we're 20 minutes into the call, and I think I'll go back to the deck and just say, okay, let's see what kind of questions we have from the group and see what we can come up with to talk about further. Happy to deep dive on anything or get into specifics. So Charles, do we have anything in the comments or in the chat?
So far, no questions raised in the chat, but now if any customer wants to ask a question directly related to walk-up experience, go ahead and unmute yourself, and the floor is yours. Who wants to go first? All right, go ahead, Sarah.
Hey, so this isn't necessarily a question, but I see this being a benefit for our colleges who are using ServiceNow because a lot of them already have kiosks set up around campus for students to be able to do stuff. And one of the things that we're trying to implement now is for our financial aid office, where students can complete like financial aid required forms and stuff. So they could, walk up to the kiosk, whatever, and complete the information right there at the financial aid desk. So that's kind of where I'm envisioning this going.
Yeah, that's absolutely a possibility. So it's extensible to some degree. And so having folks able to walk up and get help with something like that would be a part of the service that you define. We have a number of universities using this currently in real time, and they're having great experience. I haven't heard of anyone using it for something specific like walk-up experience or FSA, financial aid, but but we have a lot of colleges using it for technical services. So that's definitely something you could look at as an extension.
Great.
Yeah.
Next question. Good one, Sarah. How many of you are planning to use walk-up experience in the near future? Like near future meaning this year?
Hey, this is
Nicholas.
Nicholas Pollock over in Tampa International Airport. So we just turned this on in our instance and just this week made it go live. We're not actually using it in production yet. This is something that we've been using in development and in our test instance. And I was really hoping to kind of just see what other people are using it for, how they use it. And I guess we're not going to get into is like, how does the service desk, like the back end, how do they manage the appointments and, just interact with the appointments and, make sure that they can take care of appropriately. Is that something that goes over that we're going to go over in this meeting?
No, so yeah, thanks for that question. That's great.
Mhm.
So we don't have the back end capability in this conversation.
Okay.
I would be happy to get on a call with you and deep dive on that specifically. The reason I didn't bring it into this conversation is that it spans out across a number of capabilities. So we surface walk-up experience in Agent Workspace. If you're using our CSM product, we can service it in the CSM Agent Workspace. It can tie on the back end into things like Universal Request or Incident Management Module. And so there are a lot of places it can touch there. In terms of scheduling, it does tie back to agents and agent schedules and or service desk schedules. But in most of these cases, because it is specific to the walk-up experience or the lounge location, those schedules are defined, and then you're going to have staff who are defined to be working in those. And so you'll have the ability to either have a queue that people can pick from, or you can use advanced work assignment and have the appointments directly assigned to people based on their skills and availability. But that's something, if you'd like to deep dive on that, grab your account manager, have them reach out to me directly, and I'm happy to set some time up with you and deep dive into what we see there and how we're seeing other folks use that in their experiences.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Absolutely. And my name's Shawn Hammer. If you tell your account manager, call Shawn Hammer, they know how to get in touch with me.
If not, I can help them. Definitely. Perfect.
Charles knows how to find me too.
Excellent. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Jose, I believe you had a question.
Yeah, I was trying to ask, and I might have missed this, but can it be integrated with a badging system, like an employee badging system? And
Yeah.
if it is it easy, hard from your experience?
Well, so yes, it can be integrated. We have out-of-box integration with some hardware already, so that it is really just a matter of connecting and turning it on, and it's extensible through APIs to other hardware. The level of difficulty in configuring it isn't high. It's really very much the same as any integration. Where I see the biggest challenges are always with getting security approval, getting InfoSec on board from your organization, and all of the various teams that usually are involved in allowing another technology to connect to your badge reading system are where the real hurdles tend to be. But in terms of configuring it on the ServiceNow system, it's not hard. It's an integration. So it's that level of complexity. If you're comfortable with integrations already, great. If you're using Integration Hub and our spoken wheel concept, that can make it easier. But yeah, that's something we're seeing a lot of, and badge reader capability. I mean, that's a really great feature for folks to just walk up, scan their badge, check in, and they're done, and not have to type a bunch of things. It goes really quickly.
Okay, thanks.
Absolutely.
Good question, Jose. Next question. Okay, maybe Amanda, do you have any questions for Shawn?
No, not at this time.
Perfect. Are you guys leveraging walk-up experience right now or looking to?
We're considering it. I just recently switched departments, so now I'm the ServiceNow manager, and I'm still trying to, learn as I go. I know some of our teams were looking into field service management,
Mhm.
but only a few pieces of it. And it sounds like this walk-up experience might be more along the lines of what they're really looking for. So I think I'm going to take that back to our team.
Yeah, field service management is really intended for companies that have trucks that go out and do work.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
no, see, they were trying to do it more as for the internal IT teams across, across the globe and all of our different offices, but scheduling and things like that. But we also have tech bars, so this would really help too.
yeah, this would really work for your tech bar. Yeah, field service management though, that's a really a different thing. You think of a
Yeah.
telephone company or cable company going out to, do work. That's really what field service
Mhm.
management is about.
Yeah, like the fleets and
Yep,
geolocation and assigning people that are closest. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
they really only wanted maybe like two components out of the whole system. So I think I'm gonna bring this back to them,
Yeah.
see what they say.
Well, as you're getting yourself oriented to ServiceNow and everything, something that I'll throw out to you, your account managers can reach out to us to have roadmap calls. And a
Okay.
roadmap call is where we do several things. We talk about your implementation, your needs as an organization, what you know about ServiceNow, and we provide enablement. And then also what our roadmap is, what we're planning to build in the future, and talking to you about buy, build, and wait decisions for capabilities you need. And is it something that we're working on, or is it something we're not working on yet, or not going to work on at all? And then provide some guidance to help you make good decisions about where you invest, whether you're investing in building something yourself in the ServiceNow platform, or waiting for us to do it because we've got it coming right around the corner, or if it's going to take longer for us to get it out, helping you build it in a way that makes it easy to adopt what we do build without having any long-term impacts.
Yeah, that sounds great. They've been on me to start, creating a roadmap for the program. So
Yeah.
I'll
So
reach out to John.
so
I think John
oftentimes, yeah, oftentimes I think account managers might come across as just wanting to sell you a license. Um,
exactly.
in,
That's
in
been my
this,
experience
I
so far,
know. In,
unfortunately.
in this scenario, when our account teams talk about roadmaps, it's a bidirectional roadmap conversation where we're trying to help you
Hmm.
understand how the platform can help you, and also identify where we can't, and be really clean and clear about that, and say, these are areas where we don't have capability and we're not planning to build it.
Hmm.
These are some other folks we know who do a great job in that space. And then these are things that we do that can help with what you're trying to accomplish. I love coming into those conversations. I try to, with a lot of our customers, I try to do a semi-annual roadmap where we discuss what ServiceNow is doing and where they are, and really deep dive into what's needed and how we can help.
No, that sounds perfect. I'll reach out to the team and see if they could set that up.
Yeah, happy to do it.
Awesome. Thank you. It's great to know.
You bet.
Perfect. Good, good, good. All right. Bala, same question. Are you guys using walk-up experience right now, or looking to use? What questions do you have? Or are you good to go?
Actually, I'm just trying to get familiar with walk-up experience. And yes, we are not yet using walk-up experience, but maybe we might plan in the future.
Okay. Any immediate questions that pop into mind? What would be some of the roadblocks that you're seeing already to possibly using walk-up experience?
Might look into that a little deeper, but for now, no roadblockers, I can say.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well,
And one
definitely,
of
if you have any questions, let us know. Go ahead, Shawn.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things that we've seen that's been pretty cool is when folks are scheduled to work at a tech lounge, they also typically have their regular workload, because most of the time when they're at the tech lounge, it isn't busy all the time. And so if you have a service desk agent who has a regular workload while they're scheduled at the tech lounge, it gives them a break from being at their desk. But they're also still getting incidents or requests that they're fulfilling, just like a normal day. And in addition, they're having folks who are walking up and driving interrupt-driven tasks. So their load might be lighter on their day job, but they're still producing that same work, which is really I think pretty useful for teams. You end up getting the similar amount of work in the regular day, plus the better and unique experience for the employees and the change of pace for the service desk agent.
Very good point. Okay, I'm going down the line. Gary, how about you? Same question. Oh, I guess Gary's, oh, I'll go down to Karen. Karen, how about you? Same question. All right.
All right.
I guess we have hit all of our questions. That was pretty quick then for a walk-up experience. Sarah, Sheila, any other final questions from you guys?
Nothing for me.
Perfect. And Gary and Karen, I'll give you guys one more chance just to kind of check and see. Any questions from your angle? All right. If that's all the questions then for Shawn, thank you so much, Shawn, for taking the time today to kind of cover the walk-up experience, best practices. And then I've launched a user poll there for the office hour. Go ahead and fill that out before you guys log off. This will help us to understand what other topics, feedback, etc., to help keep these going. Looking forward to the next office hour. So thank you guys so much. And then you guys can go ahead and drop after you fill out the poll.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Charles. I hope this has been good, and I look forward to chatting with everybody again soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right.